Hey, y'all, I'm Shane Sams, the host of the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast. Super excited to be back with you again today as I get to talk to another amazing member of the Flipped Lifestyle community. And we are celebrating a massive success story today. My guest today is Rebecca Smith. She is the founder of CompletePerformanceCoaching.com, where she helps young athletes like preteens, teenagers overcome fears. Rebecca helps gymnasts, cheerleaders, figure skaters who maybe have hit a brick wall, hit a plateau. They can't quite get over the fear of that next trick or stunt or flip or whatever they have to learn. Well, her company serves families, serves parents, serves these athletes, helps them overcome their fears so that they can go to the next level in their sport. Now, Rebecca was on the podcast a couple hundred episodes ago, like 5 years ago, where I actually helped her turn her coaching practice where she was coaching athletes into a membership site. After that episode, Rebecca went and launched her membership. She got 4 members out of the gate. You know what I said to her, y'all. If you can find 4, you can find 400. And over the last 5 years, she has built this business, hold your hats, y'all, into a $20,000+ a month membership. Yes, you heard me right. She's making $250,000 a year on this amazing membership website. And she is doing so much amazing good in the world, impacting families all over the place. So in today's podcast, we're going to get you caught up with Rebecca Smith's story. We're going to talk about how her business grew from 4 members into a $250,000 business. I'm going to show you how she built out her team, how she serves her people. And then we are going to talk about what's next. We're going to talk about how to turn this thing maybe into a $1 million membership. I'm going to show her how to instantly become profitable as a business with one tip, one tactic anybody can use to immediately become a profitable business. And then I'm going to lay out a strategy for growth, an affiliate strategy, audience growth strategy for Rebecca that's going to help her bust through this plateau she's been stuck at for a while and get to the next level. You know, I love talking to my members and I love celebrating a success story. We got both today. I'll be back here after my talk with Rebecca Smith. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to the Flipped Lifestyle Podcast, where life always comes before work. We're your hosts, Shane and Jocelyn Sams. We're a real family that figured out how to make our entire living online. And now, we help other families do the same. Are you ready to flip your life? All right, let's get started. You've been up to some stuff, it sounds like.
I've been busy, yeah. Well, it's been 5 years, so.
I know. It's so weird when you are a podcaster and you talk to as many people as I do, because like sometimes it feels like really far apart, but like I remember, like you remember all these conversations, right? And like, so when we get an email and someone's like, oh yeah, by the way, 20, 30 grand a month, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. Oh, didn't that happen like 2 days ago? Like what's going on?
I know. I had a baby and she's 6. So that's, I've tracked my business on her, and my business is as old as my daughter. And I'm like, wow, how did that happen? Because I remember talking to you and being like, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know where to start. And like, now I'm like, okay, well, no, we've birthed this monster. So
wait, are you talking about the business or the kid?
It's debatable.
I got it. That's a good one. That was a good one. You got it, man.
I adore her. Age 6 is a winner. It's okay. We like 6.
We're already talking, so we might as well just roll right into the interview here.
Right on.
Okay, so that's probably what we're going to do. We're just going to use all this, so it's all good. It's funny because this is also like that. Today is the 5-year anniversary of us buying this house.
Oh, wow. I remember when you bought that house.
Yes. And I was like, man, and Jocelyn told me that today. And I was like, wow, this has been like it's unbelievable. Like, it's like, I don't remember a lot before this house now, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're getting into that space. Okay. So let's do this. Let's get caught up here real quick. Okay. Because this is going to be an amazing story. So, all right. So backtracking, let's go back to the original podcast, the original idea. Tell me about that, the idea for the business, and then like how it evolved and what happened next. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Catch me up.
Okay. So I graduated with my master's in sports psychology in 2015. And then I knew, there was all this whole, like, there's no jobs in sports psychology. I was like, well, then I'm going to create one. That's how I approached grad school, was like, I'm going to have a private practice. So I started out, just hustling, driving around, trying to get one-on-one clients. And then I got on Facebook and I started blogging and I started doing the thing I was supposed to do. And I wrote this article about a gymnast who was afraid of going backwards on beam. It went viral and I had this whole influx of virtual clients. And I was like, okay, apparently I'm doing this online. And I got really specific into this niche of, I basically help 12-year-old gymnasts who are afraid of going backwards on the beam. There's a little more than that I do, but that's sort of that's the girl who connects with me better than anybody. So I leaned into that niche, and my coaching schedule was full from kids all over the US and beyond.
Here's what's crazy about that. So, my daughter cheers, right? She's an all-star elite level cheerleader, right?
Which is like, we work with cheerleaders too.
Yes. I'm like, but she's, there's something that she can't get right now. Oh my gosh. I wish what it was.
Becky Handspring?
No. She's level 5 gymnastics.
Oh, wow.
Or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Like she's 10, and she's like, I can't remember what it is, but anyway, it's so funny because this is like my soul right now. This is my world. Like she's like one thing away from like getting to level 6 skills or something, That's
the story that we work with all the time, where it's like, I had the skill, then I lost it, and now I can't get it. If I don't get it, I can't move up to the next level, and I should be able to do it easily. And my whole life I've been so talented, and what's wrong with me? And it's this big stress. That was my story. So of course that's who I attract. So then I was like, well, I have this baby and I have this private practice, and I eventually wanted to create something online. I had a mastermind partner at the time who was like, girl, don't wait until you're pregnant with your second kid to start thinking about creating a membership. Like, if you know you're going to need maternity leave at some point, start it now, so that you've got 2 years to build. And I was like, what? And so another woman in that same group was like, you've got to listen to these people from Kentucky. They know what they're talking about.
Do they know? Do they? Let's be realistic.
Well, we'll find out as the story goes on. I think so. So I listened to your podcast. I signed up for Flip Lifestyle. I did the year, and I did your mastermind within the group at one point. And that was when I launched my membership, was with your help in that little like 1 month moment. And I got, and so I was like, who am I going to do this for? And I ended up starting with parents. So I was like, I'm going to do this membership for sport parents. So my beta launch, I sold 4 memberships at $19 each, and they were all swim moms. And that was my start. And it was so simple and so basic. And it was the forums, and it was like super clunky, and it was like some videos posted and some phone calls. But yeah, these women were. You mean how
everybody's membership looks like the first week? That's what we're talking about here. It's okay.
Yes.
That's okay.
It was
that's
like
what it's supposed to look like in the beginning.
Very special. Like the people, the long haulers who have been with us, like the 5 years, are like, yes, it's gotten much better since then. But I felt like it was a success. I was like, I've got people paying me $20 a month every month. So, and you said, if you can get 4, you can get 400, or, whatever your version of that is.
That's right.
So then I did that, and then we go down maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months. And they're like, you know what? We don't want to teach this to our kids. We want you to teach it to them. And so it shifted and became a membership for families and athletes. So, because the parents were like, we just want to back off and feed our kids and let you fix them, because all they're doing with us is pushing back against anything that we're saying, which is what you're supposed to do at age 12. It's developmentally correct. So
that's part of the growth. I was just telling Isaac that last night. Isaac and Anna got into a fight. It was a banger too. They were going to kill each other. And because they're 10 and 12, they're going to do that sometimes. And Isaac was like, he had this look on his face, like he was like I could just see him thinking about bowing up on me. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you're really mad at me right now, aren't you? And he's like, yes. And he's like, and I'm like, you're thinking about hitting me in the face or something, aren't you? And he goes, yes. And I'm like, and I go, that's normal, bro. I don't blame you. And he calmed down once I said that. Mm-hmm. I was like, I get it. That's how I wanted to do the same thing. Right. So
when I found out I was having a girl, I talked to these gymnastics moms. I used to coach gymnastics, and I was like, how do you do it with these 12-year-old girls? And they're like, if they didn't push back against you, you'd never let them leave. You'd never let them leave. So it's necessary. And I believe that's true. 100%. I'm still in the snuggle phase where I'm like, get out of my bed, please, and let me get a full night's sleep. But
we're definitely leaving the snuggle phase and going into dad's an idiot phase. That's the phase that I think I'm moved into recently.
Yeah. You'll hang out there for like a decade probably, and then you'll be cool again.
Thanks for helping me feel better about this situation.
There's a light. It's just far away.
So you get your launch, you get 4 members, and then you start evolving. You start seeing like the parents are wanting you to like do the coaching, do the training. The kids are going to be more involved and engaging with content or whatever. So like what happens? Like, how does this grow so much?
So then I switched it and was like, okay, I'm going to do a little mini course live for kids on how to overcome their fear in gymnastics. And I basically just fully pivoted, did a live launch and said, it was a webinar based on, I think, probably what you guys taught at the time. And then I got like a dozen members in paying, I think it was $39 a month, and then continued to build and raise the price. And over time it went up to 49 and then 79. And then I started offering a basic membership. So they didn't get the weekly group training. They just got access to the courses, which all the courses were just live group trainings that I packaged as courses. So I do like a series on this, a series on that. And then I was having this private practice over here and all this online stuff, and I was completely slammed in all areas. So I hired a coach, and I got a coach that I then started passing my consultations off to. And then I got another one, and then I got another one. And so now I have a team of 8 coaches who all have masters or doctorates or are
that's incredible. That's amazing. Like I had 4 members, and then I had 8 coaches working for me. Like, what just happened? Like, where did that come from? Right? Like this escalated very quickly.
It did. And I have an admin team of 4 part-timers who are mostly moms who work from home and want flexibility in their schedules, which I really value. So that then they also speak the language of gymnastics or sports. So it's this incredible team with this amazing culture. And now I've got about 165 members, and they range from, we've got the basic members who pay 39. We have the standard members who pay 97 for the group training. And then we have elite members who pay 297 for one-on-one coaching on top of the other stuff.
That is bonkers, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what's funny is because, like we call people, a lot of people, I mean, there's been thousands of people that have come through the Flip Lifestyle community, you know, and, it's crazy because, like, you know, our mission, we say it right on the front screen. It's, I want to help you start an online business, get 100 people, pay $50 a month, make $60,000 a year. You can quit your job. Now do whatever you want. We'll get you to 200. You want to make 120? That's fine. You want to go to the next level? We'll go. And we see people like, we get people to launch, they get their first couple members. That's when like it sinks in, like, oh my gosh, this is real. Like, you can do this. And then like sometimes there's also this thing where people start getting so busy in their own thing, we lose track of them for a minute. Yeah. Right. And then then we'll get an email like, hey, it's Rebecca. You know, it's got this 6-figure thing with 12 employees. Like, can I talk to Shane Jocelyn again? I want to tell him about it. And I'm like, where did you go? Like, how did we miss that? You know, like, but there's just so many things happen. And like, it's amazing to us. Like, that's kind of our goal. Like, our goal is get you to where you can handle it. Right. Like, teach a man to fish. Like, that's the mission. It's kind of like with the gymnastics girls. They're not going to stay forever. They're just trying to, or they're the swim person that's scared of the whatever. Like, you want that. You want people to get like so good at what they do. They go do, like the kid, they'd never leave home. Like, that's not what you want. You want the kid to be able to take care of themselves. And like, then you get to sit back and watch with parental pride all the good things that happen, you know? So when I got your message the other day, Angela sent it to me, my assistant, and I was like, that's amazing. That's why you do it. Like, that's why this thing exists, is people like you.
Well, and then you throw a pandemic in, and I have an entire team who can run my entire business, which is 100% virtual while I am home teaching my kids.
Amazing. It's just, man. Let's talk about that for just a second before we go into like other stuff. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, I'm just a dude from Kentucky pointing. That's what I consider myself. Like, go this way. That's the way I promised. This is the way we got to go. Right. But man, for you to like roll up your sleeves and open your wallet and invest and do all the things that you said today, like, people always ask us who succeeds. All right. Well, it's the people that roll up their sleeves and open their wallet. You're investing in coaching. You're investing your time in people. Congratulations. Like, this is amazing. You had a baby at the time and like did this while your kid was little. And then you go to the pandemic. Did you feel like, I mean, at the beginning of the pandemic, it was scary, but like, did you feel like, hey, I'm online, I'm virtual?
I was like, I don't need any infrastructure changes whatsoever. My team is completely virtual. My everything, I will not lose any clients based on the way that my business operates. It was ready. It was like, we were already on Zoom. It was great. I mean,
what about when, what did you think when sports started getting shut down and like there weren't people going to gymnastics or cheer or whatever?
Yeah.
Because I have a parallel. Okay. So what did you think was going to happen? And then what actually happened? Because it looks like
I was
growth,
terrified that I was going to lose everything. I was like, everyone will quit. And we did. We had a little avalanche of, families who lost their jobs, who were like, we can't do it right now. And so I poured myself into service, and I was like, how can I serve these kids during this time? And I showed up every single day at 1:00 from 1 to 1:20 every day. And I created a series of challenges. And so, week 1 was the imagery challenge, and week 2. So we went 12 weeks, I think it was 9 weeks, every single day. And these kids showed up every day. They were home. And we did these challenges, and they went back when their gyms opened up 3 months later, and they were so ready, and they were so mentally strong, and they were
incredible.
And that became the way that I redid my entire business. So instead of having it be this series of courses, now it's 9 weeks of challenges that are all pre-recorded based on that time. So I was like, well, I'm going to show up so that these kids can be supported. And then boom, my whole course just got so much more powerful.
That's incredible. Like, see, isn't that amazing? Like the power of the online business. You can pivot. Like I have no fear. Like we call it in my mastermind, we call it solving the income problem. Like most people never really figure out how they're going to make money, or like they don't have a plan. Like if you lost your job, what would you do? Right? Like they got their job and that's how they make money. But like when you solve the income problem, like even a global catastrophe can't stop you in most cases. Like you can pivot, you can do something different. Like when I thought my education business was going to collapse because the schools closed down. And like I still own a website that serves curriculum to teachers in in-person school, right? Yeah. So I looked at it and I did the same thing you did. I was like, okay, how can I serve these people, right? So we added resources for virtual instruction, and then we changed our terms and conditions where people could upload our stuff into online databases, because it used to say you couldn't do that. Yeah. So Google Classroom, basically. Yeah. They grew. More teachers joined. Right? It was just because of a little pivot like that. And that's the power of what we do online and what you do online, you know?
I mean, the best moment was when we were like, well, we got to hire the nanny like full time now because we have no childcare. I was like, I guess I have to give myself a raise. Hope it works.
Darn. Yeah.
I mean, I was like,
I guess I better go sell 20 more memberships and give myself all of it.
I was just like, I'm going to pay myself more and we're just going to hope it works. Here we go.
That's incredible. Absolutely amazing. And man, gosh, what a story. This is I'm going to be like high as a kite the rest of the day. Whenever it's unbelievable, man. Where are you located at? Where are you at? What's the
Northern California, about an hour north of San Francisco.
Northern California. That's you definitely need an online business there these days.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Everything's shut down.
Tech capital of the world. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I never like to just stop at the success story. I want to know what's next. I want to help you get better. I want to help you get bigger. So there's always 2 questions I like to ask people. I always ask first, like what mindsets and fears are holding you back. I think that's a really important question that we always have to address first with anybody, because that's usually where plateaus come from, right? Also, too, like what obstacles, are there any technical, tactical, audience, growth problems, anything like that? So let's start with like fears and obstacles, which is ironic because that's what you destroy. But like, is there anything in your mind setting you back right now? Is anything holding you back from the next level?
Yes. I feel so. I've been on a plateau of bringing in about $250K for 3 years now. And my overhead is high because I have a big team. They're all part-timers, but it adds up. And after I pay myself, it's like, poof, the money's gone. There's no profit, which is scary. It's been that way for like, we're just like, we bounce off the bottom, we get people paid and off we go. And so I'm always like, when is that ad going to like work? Or when is that thing going to click that takes us into...
You do pay yourself though, correct? You do.
Absolutely. Yes. I pay myself. Yes. Okay. Yes. Right. But as far as profit, we're like, we just get it done. And that's about it.
Yep.
So I've continually, I've perpetuated this situation in my business since the beginning, where my overhead and my expenses meet. And so I feel like there's something there where I am, it's not like fear of success or like some kind of sabotage where I'm like, there can't be a profit, or I maybe keep overspending on coaching or on something where I'm like, okay. So
like anything you do, it's like we have to use all this money and invest in the business to keep it going. Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes.
That makes
sense. And I'm always like, well, either I could spend less or just get more members, just make more, just like bring in more money, then we can make it work. And that strategy, I think, has just kept me a little bit stressed out.
For sure. Have you read Profit First by Mike Michalowicz?
I have. And that just like does not compute in my brain
Okay.
to like
Let me
sit down every 2 weeks and like pay the stuff. It just, because then they're like, well, what if the money's not there? Then you can't do that. And so then,
Okay. So you don't have to do it that way. Okay. But
okay.
like, let me just talk high level about this. So I forget how he does it. Like I do it different than Mike does it. And I've talked to Mike about this. You know what I'm saying? It's like the way we handle our money and move things around and, all that stuff doesn't matter. Okay. Like I used to do it weekly. Actually, I was doing it every week because I had so much fun doing it. It was like weekly. And then like now I've had to dial back to twice a month again because of chaos and everything's so busy right now. But like the way Profit First works is this, is you just make a decision to take 10% out of your business or something like that at first, right? That's the first things first. It's like a habit thing. And it's like, now my business is profitable, right? Like if you took 10% a month out and you just saved it, forget spending it, forget don't even think about what you do with the profit yet. I'm not going to tell you what you do with it yet. Okay. But like your business is now profitable. Okay. So what's left? There's another part left. Now he divides it up in different percentages based on what you make. So that's going to be a little more nuanced, but you're going to have to pay taxes, right? Like we have to pay taxes. Like we all pay taxes. So he saves a percentage for taxes. And then what's left is basically now your budget. Now, does that look different? Does that mean like maybe you do only have 7 coaches instead of 8 coaches? Maybe you have 3 admin instead of 4. I don't know what that does to the bottom line, but that's the mindset shift. Like it's a commitment to, I make 10% less now gross revenue, period.
Yeah.
Okay. Your business becomes instantly profitable like that. That's it. You still pay yourself the same. I wouldn't change what you pay yourself, but it may check your overhead, your costs, something like that. You're going to have to make a change there. But that's what Profit First is. It's just, I'm deciding every dollar that comes in, X goes into the profit account. Now, what do you do with it? It can be used as a reward system for the owner, right? Like you just let that pile up and every quarter you go on a trip. It can be used as a war chest. That's what mine actually is. I like mine to be like, mine's my, I don't care what happens to anyone money. Like I just like the profit to stack up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So it can be that. It can be a war chest for security, right? So what you do with it, there's a lot of different nuance there, but basically it's peace of mind. All right. It's peace of mind. I'm going to go on vacation. It's peace of mind. I'm going to have a war chest if someone quits and I got to hire someone else and I got to give a bonus or whatever, So I would highly recommend revisiting that book. Now looking back at it from the last time you read it, you might have more perspective on it. Okay. Yeah. When I say that, how does that make you feel? Like what if right now, like your business dropped 10%? Period in revenue, would you go out of business? Yes or no?
No, but I'd have to make some changes for sure.
Okay. So if you want to be profitable, you just have to do the same thing.
Okay.
You just say, next time I do money, 10% is going into another account and it's going to be the profit account. And I am now my business now makes 10% net profit and I pay myself. That's pretty spectacular, right? Yeah. You get that. Now, if you can get that up to 20%, then big things happen. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's so interesting because I'm always like, well, I just have to like make more or has to get more in, but no, like I could be profitable immediately. That's great.
Yes. Now let's talk about making more. Okay. So let's say tomorrow, let's say going forward, however you do money, just whenever you do it, you're going to take 10% a month of your gross revenue is going to go into account and you are now a profitable company. You're going to make adjustments on whatever else you're doing. Okay. And we can sort that's going to be a chain reaction that has to be dealt with over time. Right.
Yeah.
Figuring that out. So what tactically are you doing to grow audience? That's what I want to ask you. I don't want to know about your marketing for sales. I don't want to know that. Like, how are you getting more people to know about Rebecca? Like, that's probably the most important question you can ask to break through a plateau.
Okay. So it's basically organic. Ads have been a struggle from the beginning. So it's Facebook. I go live once or twice a week. I have a podcast, which has like 350 downloads. It's nothing crazy. And it's a lot of just like Facebook, word of mouth, referrals at this point. Instagram, I've got like 4,000 followers. So nothing crazy there. Facebook is really the thing, like organic traffic to the website from Google and Facebook.
So Instagram, you have 4,000 followers. Do you talk about what you do on there, or is it more just they're following you, or do you talk about, are you known like I'm the sports psychologist? This is my thing.
Yeah, it's not a personal Instagram. It's like the business, but I don't really run it. I have someone else who runs it. But yeah, we talk about what we do.
I wonder. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is like Facebook ads, the same thing. We're not running any ads right now on Facebook at all, unless it's like upload our list kind of. We'll run those kind of ads because that's. Okay. I mean, I know those people are interested in me. You know. So there's this concept that we've been teaching and doing here lately called the Dream 100. Have you ever heard about this before?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. The Dream
I
100.
heard your podcast episode about it.
Yeah, I think you'd be perfect for this. One, you're extremely well spoken. You're not afraid to be on camera, and you're not afraid to talk on a microphone, right?
Yeah.
You're actually coaching and you're a coach. I mean, that's what you know how to get in front of people and say words. I think if you just did Dream 100 podcasting too, like if you just like said, what are 100 podcasts that I could go on that my avatar is listening to, right? Mm-hmm. Or 100 connections I could make. And 100's an arbitrary number too in this system. Mm-hmm. Don't be freaked out by 100. It could be 20. Like imagine if you just got on like, you know, there's cheer Facebook groups that have 100,000 cheer moms in them. Like I'm in them. I'm the dad in them because my daughter's cheer and we're obsessed with it, you know?
Yeah.
And like gymnastics is the same thing. Like gymnastics parents and cheer parents are obsessed, right? Yeah. Like if you could just connect with influencers who already had access to the sports parent moms, not all of them. Mm-hmm. Like I think like basketball might fall in this thing because people do the AAU stuff, the serious people, right? Yeah. If you could just connect with the right people and you could do like an affiliate webinar a month, like if you could find 12 influencers that you could connect with and offer them a great deal, like a revenue split or an affiliate, basically. Yeah. You reach out to them and go, hey, if you can help me get 1,000 new members, I'll send you, $10 a member a month.
Yeah. Like,
why would you care? Because if you're if it's $297 and you're giving them $10 for each person, like, or 100, like you're making 90% of that, that's probably how you've got to do it. Like you need to stop trying to build an audience and you just need to go help influencers who are making no money make money with your product. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So that's probably where I would go for you. I would do some research and say, who are the top 20 cheer Facebook groups? Who are the top 20 gymnastics Facebook groups that parents are clearly in?
Yeah.
Who are the top 20? Would you say swimming was a big niche, it seemed like, for yours?
Yeah, it's figure skating, cheer, and gymnastics. Those are like the ones.
Okay. Well, okay. There we go. Like those three, we are now on the hunt for the 100 biggest influencers with those three spaces combined. Okay.
Okay.
And I think your pitch is way easier than mine. Mine is like relationship. How can we help each other? Yours is literally like, all those parents that are in your group, I can make you look like a rock star and we can make a lot of money together. Because if I can get 100 people in that group to join my membership, I'll send you $1,000 a month. Would you like to do that? Would you like to make $1,000 a month? I can totally set up an affiliate program and do that,
Okay. And then what? And then logistically though, is it like, hey, woman who is the, obviously the admin of this group, will you come on my podcast and talk about sport parenting, like build a relationship that way?
Yes. So here, so we have to have great intentions while being massively intentional. Okay. Our intention is, hey, this person has clearly built an audience and deserves some recognition. Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is say, hey, I want to give you some recognition. I want to increase your status. I want to do my podcast. And I want you to come on. I really want to feature you because you're doing amazing things leading this community, right? Yeah. They come on your podcast. You now have an hour to get to know them, right? So you're going to become relational. They're going to share that. That'll be your first touch point with the audience. That relationship builds. Maybe you help them. Maybe you tell your people about them. Like, hey, I'm telling my people about your group, whatever. But then you just say like, hey, listen, I would love to do something with you. I've got this great membership. I really think I can help your parents. And, I charge $97 a month in my core product. I'd love to do a revenue split. And like, if I could come do like a webinar or something for your people and teach them something to help their kids, if anybody that joins, I'll give you a rev split. And we could get on a regular schedule where we do that every 3 months. And, if we can stack up 100 people, and you're going to, and the split's probably going to be bigger than 10. I'm just saying 10% because
sure. Yeah, we do 25% usually.
There you go. So you're going to get $25. If next year you can send me 100 people, I'm going to be paying you $2,500 a month and all you have to do is hang out with me sometimes,
Yeah. And then would I have her actually on and then we're doing it like together? Is that the JV webinar?
Usually what I would do is I would have them do the Facebook Live in the group. I would do the webinar on Facebook Live and I would go in and let her introduce you or him, whoever it is. And then they kind of get out of the way and you can do an organized sales webinar where you actually can pitch the membership at the end of it,
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. But I think that could be bonkers. Like you could just put your time at become instantly profitable by actually doing profit first, just 10% off the top. I would focus on keeping people and looking for other ways to save money. That way nobody is really affected by it,
Yeah.
I know people's the biggest expense too, so there's a rub there, right?
Yeah.
But you'll figure that out. That's easy. And then start building these relationships, but with these influencers in these groups, and don't just look for the people that have 100,000 followers. Like it's like who are the other 10 top Facebook groups that somebody might have 2,000 people. That's an easy yes for them.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
And if you can go pick up 10, 20 members, like maybe even just like, can I just offer this to your people, or can I do a free training for your people, and you record it and give it to everybody,
Yeah.
But you could infinitely find this out there. Yeah. I bet there's
and would it be worthwhile
groups,
even just to do a free training that's all give, given the what and not the how, like just give.
Build that list. Yes.
And then they're not even doing like necessarily having to have me pitch in their group, but I'm just hey, come on my podcast. Oh my gosh, could I teach your group about this?
Yes. Can I come on your thing? Or I'd love to do a live training. I'll do Q&A and everything. I'll just need people to sign up, name and email so that I can give them a free gift. And then, yes, that'd be a perfect way to do it. I tell you what happens there with my thought process is the bigger the audience, the more I want to go straight to the audience and do a sale on a webinar, because I'm like, man, I get one shot at this 100,000 person Facebook group. Like I better take my shot on this one, and then like do some kind of sign up maybe, but like, if I think I'm going to have 1,000 people on a call, I better sell something,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, most of the time though, like free training, sign up for it, give away a free gift at the end, do a follow-up webinar with those people only, get 20 members, do it again. And like, really, it's just like, my thought process is like, could I end up doing an affiliate webinar eventually every other week? Could I find 24 human beings that I could connect with? And every year I do one webinar with each of them. Every month I do 2 of these webinars. And we're just stacking members, and then word of mouth on that alone is going to blow it up.
I mean, even just to have like that person with my name on their tongue when someone inevitably in the group asks, "What do I do about this?"
Like, you should go check out Rebecca.
I mean, amazing. I see that. I see my name filtering in those groups, like 30% of the time. I'm like, what if that was 50? What if it was 75? Yes. That my name was the first one that came out.
Yes. Yep. So the Dream 100 strategy is probably where you need to go, and just start stacking those things, those opportunities. Now, it doesn't happen overnight. This is definitely hey, we're doing really good right now. We just made ourselves 10% profitable as a business. We're going to start piling some cash up now. So that's cool. That'll, in the next 3 to 6 months, I'm going to start building these relationships. But boy, content gets easier. Like you just go to your list and say, can I feature you on my podcast? Super easy decision, Yeah.
Okay. Now, is that something you directly do? Like you're actually the one sending those DMs yourself, emails? Cause I usually would probably put a team member on this.
Not always. I mean, usually my team is very good about like, my assistant who does my Dream 100 for me now. Like we have software that runs it in our browser, and like it's like a CRM for our Dream 100. Basically, this guy named Dana Derricks has this software for it. And so what she does is she's monitoring everything. She's sometimes logged in as me so she can like things, and she's kind of watching for the opportunities, or she kind of filters it like, hey, I interacted with 50 influencers this week, but I think these 5 are the ones, if you reached out to them, they might come on your podcast, right? So then I'll do some personal reach outs. But Jocelyn, actually inside the Flipped Lifestyle community, if you get back in there, she has a course about this, about how we reach out, how we invite. I don't know if it's posted right now. It should be posted though pretty soon if it's not in there right now, because I just recorded the master course for it. So I think it's edited and it should be in there by now. But it's like how we do podcast guesting. So yeah, all that's in there, how to reach out to people. But honestly, it's just get a VA to watch what they're doing and figure out when they're online, and then you just jump in and send them a Facebook message or reach out to them or email. We even send gifts to people, Rebecca. Like we do all kinds of crazy stuff. Like I had a buddy of mine, he was on our Dream 100, and I found out he was a wrestling fan. And I found out he liked this one specific wrestler. So I went and found a magazine from 1993 that the guy was on the cover. It cost me like $20, and I just sent it to him. But now like I've got his phone number and I text message this dude all the time. Right. So it's like little stuff like that, man, to serve people and make them smile. And you can do all the Facebook groups are fascinating though, because Facebook tells you the admin.
Yeah.
Like, who it is that you have to reach out to. It's crazy. You just go add them as a friend. If they add you back, ask them to be on your podcast. Yeah. So it's easy. Bonkers easy to do,
Okay, cool. I like that. So
there is if you can get 10 of these this year and all 10 of them add 20 members, that takes you from your current membership up 200 members this year. There's a path. Now,
Okay.
can we walk the path? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, listen, we're going to wrap this one up, but man, I just want to say again, congratulations. I can't wait to see what you do next. I know some people are going to be super inspired and pumped up about today's amazing success story. And hey, if anybody's got a kid out there that needs some help, like I'm sitting here thinking right now, like Jocelyn, we got to sign up for this membership pretty soon. But like where can they find this? Because I know this is a huge help for families out there that have kids in sports.
Yes. So my company's Complete Performance Coaching. You can go to completeperformancecoaching.com. We're also on Facebook. The membership is called Perform Happy. You can go to performhappy.com and check it out.
All right, y'all. That wraps up my conversation with Flip Lifestyle alumni Rebecca Smith. What an amazing story, man. To just take a chance and go out there, and even though she was having a baby, even though life was busy, even though she had this other coaching practice that was going really well, man, she just planted that seed and she said, hey, I'm going to try and grow this membership site. And look at the fruit that it bared. Bared. I don't even know what the word is, but it's so much fruit came out of that seed, y'all, because she took action. She rolled up her sleeves. She opened her wallet. She did whatever it took to start, build, and grow a membership website. Like, look at how her life, her family's future has changed. She's not working hundreds of hours a week doing one-on-one coaching anymore. She's not trading time for dollars. She's got an amazing membership website. She's got total control of her life, total control of her time, doing $250,000 with so much potential still to grow. You know, that's why we do the Flip Lifestyle podcast. That's why we lead the Flip Lifestyle community, so that we can help people just like Rebecca, just like you, start, build, and grow an online business that could change your family's future. And just like Rebecca, you're going to have to take a little action if you're going to make it happen. You know what Rebecca did first? Rebecca joined the Flip Lifestyle community. No, going back farther than that, she listened to this podcast. Her friend said, listen to these people from Kentucky. She listened to the podcast. She heard about the community. She joined the community. She took action. She launched, and now look where she is today. Maybe you have been listening to the Flip Lifestyle podcast for a while. It's time for you to take your next step just like Rebecca did. All you have to do to get started is go to flippedlifestyle.com/free, FLIPPED lifestyle.com/free. We got a ton of free resources on there that are going to help you get started with your online journey, help you get started toward your online business that could change your family's future. That's flippedlifestyle.com/free to get started today. All right, y'all, we are about out of time. But before I go, just like every single episode of the Flip Lifestyle podcast, love to close this show with a Bible verse. Man, the more I read this book, the more I find wisdom for business, wisdom for entrepreneurship, wisdom for leadership, wisdom for success, wisdom for every part of my life, whether it's marriage or parenting, but especially, man, just getting out there and doing great things in the business world. And Rebecca's story today made me think of Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 6, where the Bible says, plant your seed in the morning and keep busy all afternoon, for you don't know if profit will come from one activity or another, or maybe both. And I just think back to Rebecca's story, like none of this would have happened if she had not planted the seed, right? She didn't hear about the seed. She didn't see the seed. She said, there's some seeds over there. I need to go get them. I need to go dig a hole. I need to put the seed in the dirt and see what comes up. I don't know if this membership thing is going to work out, but she planted the seed. She worked and she harvested and she kept it going. And now she's built an amazing business. She didn't know what was going to cause the success. She just rolled up her sleeves, opened her wallet, did the work. And now look at the amazing opportunity she's got in front of them. Remember that if you've got a dream, if you've got a goal, if you see in front of you what you want and you're not getting it, that's probably because you're not putting your shovel in the dirt, digging a hole and putting that seed in it. You don't know what's going to work. All you got to do is go try and give yourself a chance. All right, y'all, that's all the time we have for this week. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, get out there, take action, do whatever it takes to flip your life. I'll see you then.
Bye.